Hello and welcome to Solidworks Station. My name's Stuart, and in today's tutorial we're going to look at creating this part. Now there are a few things that we're going to look at today. We're going to look at how to create a base flange in sheet metal. We're going to look at an edge flange. We're going to look at creating some corner relief in order to help us with welding. And two other things we're going to look at are the jog and how to create a vent by sketching out the spars and the ribs. Hopefully this tutorial helps you with your sheet metal work in SolidWorks. If you've got any questions, get in touch and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Best of luck everyone, and let's get started. Okay, first of all I'm going to go to File and New. I'm going to create a new part, so I'm going to go to OK. In the top plane, just left click and go Normal to. And in the sketch, I'm going to create a sketch which is going to be a center rectangle. I'm going to sketch from my origin point. It's always good for designers to use a known reference point when they're sketching out and drawing out new designs. I'm going to give this a smart dimension of 150 millimeters across the top. I'm going to give this a length of 100. Close the dialog by clicking on the green tick, and we're going to go into the sheet metal tab. Now, if this isn't available, it's probably because you need to right click and select it from here. If I just deselect sheet metal, you'll notice that it vanishes from the tabs across the top. I'm going to right click and select it again, and you'll notice that it reappears here at the top. I'm going to go to sheet metal. I'm going to go to base flange tab, and here is the thickness of my sheet metal. I'm going to keep this at 1.5 millimeters. The reverse direction button, if I just zoom in, you'll notice that the sheet metal is actually getting extruded, if you like, 1.5 millimeters down. However, if I click on the reverse direction button, it will go 1.5 millimeters up. I'm going to untick this. My K factor, I'm going to keep this at 0.5. However, if you did have a bend table that you wanted to insert, you could browse for that and use the relevant bend calculations for the bend allowance. I'm going to keep the K factor at 0.5, and the auto relief I'm going to keep at a ratio of 0.5 as well. Okay, I'm going to click on the green tick. Okay, the next thing that we need to do, let's have a look at our image. We need to produce these edge flanges. So in order to do that, we need to go into SolidWorks, and we need to go into the sheet metal and pick up edge flange. Now I'm going to click on one face, one edge should I say, just the one edge, and I'm just going to move my mouse up and I'm going to left click. I'm going to change this value here to 50, and I'm now going to click on the other edges that I want to see a edge flange of 50 for the flange length. So I'm just picking up these edges one by one. Okay. Now here is the flange length and how it will actually be measured. The 50 mm will be taken as an outer virtual sharp, so you can see a little image there of how that will be measured. You've got the inner virtual sharp, and you've also got the tangent bend. We're going to stick with the first one, the outer virtual sharp, and we're going to keep our flange position of the material on the inside. I'm just going to zoom in and show you how that works. So if I have the material on the inside, it will look like this. Material on the outside, you can see that the material here has moved to the outside of this base flange. If I go to this one, with the bend outside, you can see that the bend is now on the outside. This one, is the bend is taken from the virtual sharp, so that will move in. And this one, is the flange position is tangent. Okay, we're going to go with material inside, and we're going to select the green tick for OK. Okay, our next step, what we need to look at now is creating a bit of relief here, bit of corner relief, and this is good for when welding takes place. So in the sheet metal tab under corners, just click on this flyout and go to corner relief. Now, it would be very difficult, all right, it's asking me to pick up the corners here. It'd be really difficult to go and select all these, all right. We could right click and we could go to select other, and we could start to try and find the corners for each of these parts. It'd be too difficult in order to do that. So what SolidWorks has done is inbuilt a box here which says collect all corners, and all we do is we click on that and all the corners will be picked up. There you go. So if I just zoom in now, zoom into the model, you can see, okay, that all the corners have been picked up and they're indicated here with a orange dot. So the relief option at the moment is rectangular. I want to change this to circular, and I want to have a distance here of 6 millimeters. Okay, that's updated now. I'm going to go to centered on the bend lines as well, so I'm going to click on that. That'll just make sure that everything's in line with the bends. It all looks nice and neat. Okay, so green tick. Perfect. Okay, let's create our jogs next. So we need to look at this face here. So in order to look at it, we need to click on the face, Control 8 on our keyboard. That'll be a normal to view, but we can't see the face because this piece of metal is in the way. So a technique that I use just to make it a little bit easier is, let's say I was drawing on this face, I would go here to section view. Now this section view, okay, this arrow can be pulled and pushed, okay, to show where my section line is going to be. I'm going to keep it there for the time being, and I'm going to click on the OK button. That just makes it really easy for when I click on this face and go normal 2, I can sketch my jog line position very easily, like so. Press the escape key, go to smart dimension, and the distance from here to here I would like to be 20 millimeters. Okay, green tick, and we're going to go into sheet metal, jog, and it's asking me now for the fixed face. The fixed face in this side is going to be here, and I want this side to be moved. Okay, so I'm going to click on my fixed face, and you actually notice it's jogging inwards, where on our image it's jogging out the way. So this button here, we need to click reverse direction, and we're going to keep the value of 10. We're going to keep the dimension and position as outside offset and the jog position as bend center line. The jog angle will be 45 degrees and green tick. And we're going to do the same process now for the rest of the remaining sides. So sectional view off, sectional view back on, and I want it this time in this plane. Okay, the front plane, and OK. Click on the surface I'm interested in, Control 8 on my keyboard, sketch a line from one side to the other. Press escape and smart dimension it from the top. This is going to be 20 millimeters as well. Green tick, sheet metal, jog. It's asking me for my fixed face, which is this face. It jogs inwards, reverse the direction, keep all the settings the same, and green tick. This face next, take off sectional view, put sectional view back on, flip the plane, green tick, click on the face we're interested in, Control and 8, go to sketch, line, and draw my line across. I'm then going to go to smart dimension and smart dimension it from the top at a value of 20. Going to go to sheet metal, jog, keep this as my fixed face, reverse the direction, and green tick. And the final one, which is this one, okay, turn off my sectional view, turn on my sectional view, flip the plane to this one, green tick, click on the surface, Control 8, go to sketch, go to line, and sketch my final line across. Smart dimension that up, 20, green tick, go to jog, fixed face is this one, reverse the direction, and green tick. Perfect. Sectional view off, and we've just got left to do is the vent. So to do the vent, very simple, click on the face we're interested in, normal 2, and we're going to sketch a few circles. So sketch circle, from the origin we're going to go once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times. Let's smart dimension these up. The first one, 50. The second one, 40, increments of 10. Going down the way. 30, 20, and the final one is going to be 10. These are going to be our ribs, and we're now going to produce our spars. So, still in the sketch command, we're going to go to line, and we're going to sketch a line from the top quadrant to the bottom quadrant. Press the escape key, go back to line. Alternatively, you can press L on your keyboard, and you will get a line. From this quadrant to this quadrant, L on my keyboard again, and I'm going to choose midpoint line. This is quite handy. So go to midpoint line, go to our origin, and just move our line out. You can see it in dark blue appearing. Okay, and left click, press the escape key, just ensure that that is at 45 degrees. So I'm just going to click on this one with a smart dimension, click on this one, and 46. I need to change that to 45. And then, nice and simple, go to mirror entities. Entities to mirror is this line, and mirror about this line. Okay, and we want to make a copy of it. Green tick. Perfect. Okay, go to sheet metal and to vent. Now in here it's asking us for a boundary. The boundary of our vent is going to be the 50 millimeter diameter circle. You can create a draft angle on this if you want. Okay, by clicking on draft angle, you can draft it in or out by a certain amount of degrees. However, we're going to keep it off in this example. Next, it's asking for our ribs. Our ribs, if we just click into this box, are this circle, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. The spars, if we click in here, are these lines that we did second. Just click on each one of these individually. Now you'll notice that that vent does not look like the vent that I created here. That's because our ribs are too thick. So we need 2 millimeters in there. Okay, and you'll also notice on the image here that this bit is actually filled in. That's because we need to go into fill in boundary and just click on this circle. Perfect. And green tick. Control 7 on your keyboard. Let's apply an appearance. So go to the little ball here. Appearances, scenes and decals. Left click. I'm going to go to appearances. I'm going to go to solid. I'm going to get a blue. I'm going to drag it on, drop it, and select body. And there you go. That is a tutorial on how to produce this piece of sheet metal work. We've looked at a few things today. We've looked at the base flange, the edge flange, we've looked at jogs, we've looked at corner relief for when we're completing welds, and we've also looked at the spars and the ribs when producing a vent. I hope you found that useful. Any problems that you've encountered, please get in touch. I'll be more than happy to help you out. This has been Solidworks Station, and I've been Stuart. Please join me again for another video tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much and goodbye.